Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sandra's Stenography and Shorthand Dictation. I appreciate each and every one of you for viewing. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit the subscription button, the subscribe button, and right next to that is the bell for notifications so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And guess what I'm always doing? Uploading a new video. So if you don't want to miss anything, be sure to hit the bell. And also, you can leave me a comment if there's something that you want to see on the channel that I'm not doing. If there's something that on the channel that you want to see, that more of that, more of what I'm already doing, or perhaps you just want more dictation. I don't know. Just drop me a comment below any video and I will be happy to respond. I respond to all comments. Well, most of them anyway, because there was a comment recently on my channel where someone said something about Jeffrey Dahmer, and I'm actually not doing any videos on Jeffrey Donald, I think it was, that guy. I'm actually doing videos on Jeffrey MacDonald, which is totally different. So what are you going to do? Anyway, you can also find me on Facebook at Court Reporters Plus, and you can also listen to my podcast on all of the major players in the podcast business. That would be Google Play, Apple, Spotify. Just go to your favorite podcast and type in Let's Write Steno, and bam, you'll be right there with me. Please listen to some of my podcasts to help me support this channel, and it also helps me support the podcast. You can also become a supporter on Anchor FM. Just sign up for 99 cents a month. You can contribute for 99 cents a month. You can contribute and help me continue to bring you great podcasts and great videos on this channel. And you get a shout out in the videos. That's right. So go ahead over there to Anchor FM at Let's Write Steno and become a sponsor today. If you can't become a sponsor, the podcast is free. It costs nothing to listen to. And you also support me when you listen to the podcast. So, hey, monetary, non-monetary. Monetary, non-monetary. Doesn't always have to be, money. You can support in many ways. And you can also support this channel by giving a thumbs up, leaving me a comment, sharing the videos, and just by purely watching. Non-monetary. Today, I am going to be working with my 50 word per minute viewers on never too old to learn is what this video is about. It is going to be strictly at 50 words per minute, and I'll have to do videos for the other speeds. So let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we? All right, I'll give you a heads up on some of the words that is in this dictation. Expression, faculties, unimpaired, intellects, anxious, tottering, tottering, long forgotten, has a hyphen in there. Prattling, Prattling. Perceive. Eminent. Proaching. Proaching. Comprehension. Attainment. Sharpened. Conflict. Stepping-stones. Cato. Cato. Orator. Orator. Should I say? Orator. Catalanian. Catalinian. Plutarch. PL. That is a name. So capitalize the P. Plutarch. Plutarch. We've got Spellman, also a name. Antiquarian. Antiquarian. Commence. Pursuits. Proportionately. Invariably. Perseverance. That's pretty much it. Ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's write. How frequently is heard the expression, quote, I fear I am too old to learn, close quote, can only be realized by a teacher of shorthand. Men and women will come into our office at 30, just in the prime of life, in the full bloom of health and vigorous strength, faculties unimpaired, and with their intellects made more keen by a few years rubbing against the world, and will say, quote, am I not too old to learn shorthand? and then anxious yet fearful, he or she will look at you in a way which assures you that you were mistaken in the person before you, that here is one who is tottering on the very verge of the grave, who has left youth and strength away back in a dim and shadowy, long forgotten past, which has now no part with the hopeless present, and yet but a third of a century ago, this person was a prattling babe, and but 1 decade of years ago, the future was all before him. My friend, at 30, we are just learning how to learn. You are 30 or you are 40, and you are just ripe for the battle, just arrived at that age when the mind is most ready to perceive and most fit to retain its impressions. Many of the most eminent reporters in our courts today began the study of shorthand when far past a prime of life, which you are approaching. That certain amount of advanced education and ready familiarity with language, which is absolutely necessary to the full comprehension and attainment of shorthand. You have gained in the few years you have left behind you. Your mind, sharpened by years of added knowledge, is at its best. Your memory, quickened by long usage, is ripe for the conflict. Your ideas and your fingers were never more steady for the work. You have brought your stepping stones with you, and the river is before you at low tide. Do not hesitate to cross it because of a few added years, for they should have given you an experience which will avoid the rocks. And how many are the lines of learning in which we find the quote, old boys, close quote, open bracket, all of them old enough to be your father, close bracket, digging away at something new, and then making it the success of their lives. Cato, at 80 years of age, began to study the Greek language. He was afterwards the most celebrated orator, orator of his time. His famous speech relative to the Catalonian conspiracy was taken down and preserved in shorthand. Plutarch, when between 70 and 80, commenced the study of Latin. Sir Henry Spelman began the study of the sciences when he was between 50 and 60 years of age. After this time, he became a most learned antiquarian and lawyer. Dr. Johnson applied himself to the Dutch language, but a few years before his death. Franklin did not fully commence his philosophical pursuits until he had reached his 50th year. Charles Dickens had passed the 30s when he began the study of shorthand, and he made one of the most skillful reporters of his time in all England. We have known more to succeed proportionately who began the study when on the quote shady side, close quote, of 30 than at any other age. Our successes usually, yes, almost invariably come to us when we have passed that age. Remember that no star is ever lost. We once have seen. We always may be what we might have been. Close quote. It is not the age which proves the failure to master shorthand. Be your years what they may. If the workshop of your brain is still stored with energy, perseverance, and a determination to, quote, do or die, close quote, the road to shorthand is clear before you. That's it. That's a wrap. Please practice this until you can write this without any hesitation. That would be my homework for you. When you can write this at 50 words per minute with no hesitation and less than 5 errors, you may proceed. If not, you need to keep practicing. That's it. You know, I'm a straight shooter and I shoot straight from the hip and I'm going to keep it real with you. So, don't move on to the 60 word per minute that I'm going to do for this until you have mastered your 50 word per minute. That's just my advice. Take it or you can leave it. But please make sure you subscribe. Well, that's it, guys. Sandra is out. Peace, love, and happiness. And as always, you better be happy when you're writing.